Now, far away from the home of NASCAR, we venture into the wonderful hills of central Japan. A unique experience to have at a resort, a racetrack. And we're here for the first time. Welcome to Mobility Resort Motegi, just outside of Motegi, Japan, for the Inspired Racing League's Platinum Truck Series as they take on this unique racetrack. Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Green Flag Racing Network. My name is Chris Roscoe, Robert McKay alongside as always, and I'm extremely excited to see what kind of racing we get at such a different track than what we're used to.
Yeah, exactly. This is definitely a very unique track. Obviously out here in Japan, which is something that I'm not used to, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the drivers handle this very different racetrack.
Looking at the track map, it's designed similar to Darlington and Gateway. It's an egg-shaped track. Turns 1 and 2 are wider than turns 3 and 4. So depending on how you set the car up will determine which end of the track essentially is your strong suit.
Exactly, and it looks like Darlington, but it is a lot bigger than Darlington. I believe it's close to about 2.5 miles.
And by the looks of it, it's a lot wider, so I'm expecting to see some 2, 3, maybe even 4 wide, especially off the start going into turn 1.
That would be awesome. And this track does hold a lot of historical significance to it. Danica Patrick has her first and only IndyCar win here. When NASCAR does exhibitions for NASCAR, they usually come to Motegi. It's a really historical track for oval racing here in Japan.
These drivers out on the track getting ready to pace. Let's go through the starting lineup.
Yeah, let's get that starting lineup to you, presented by W Energy. Mike Hauser takes pole position here. Right next to him, Travis Farmer. Curtis Carnes starts third. Jeffrey Peppers fourth. Justin Greenlee fifth. Elijah Fisher sixth. Justin Schneck seventh. Rob Wilhoit eighth. Josh Hotshot Henderson starts this race in the ninth position. Aiden Williams in 10th.
Chris Lyotta starts 11th. Evan Logue starting 12th. Bobby Hadaway 13th. Joseph Maddox 14th. Aaron Stanton, Ryan Hinderleiter rounds out the 16-car field.
Yeah, and as we take away from this little cam here, going to the regular cameras, we also have some new cameras this week. I don't know if y'all noticed the new physical cameras with the in-booth cams, but we also have new cameras around the track, and you'll be seeing them throughout the race tonight. 17 drivers.
I'm getting ready to watch this. Going into turn number 3, the pace lights are out. So we're going to see these drivers tackle this track for the first time, and honestly, I think it's a lot of first times for a bunch of these drivers on this track and in this sort of Japanese environment as opposed to our native land. Into the restart zone, and the green flag flies as we're racing here from Japan.
Mike Hauser, great start, but here's Travis Farmer right on his tail, side by side as they head in here to turn 1. Travis Farmer looking to take up the heat early in this event.
As side by side through the field, Mike Hauser able to clear Travis Farmer for the race lead. Will Hoyt, single files towards the back. But lap 1 clean already. This is a good look down the front stretch. Lap 1 in the books. Hauser from the pole, staying in the lead. You're looking at the 22 of Rob Wilhoit back in the 9th position. A little bit of a gap between him and the cars around him, but plenty of time to have something to do as we're only on lap 2.
Yeah, exactly. Looking here just ahead, the 16 and the 3 side by side. This is the battle for 7th.
And you see just how wide this track is, and I'm surprised there aren't more side-by-side battles, but it's a long race. Will Hoyt to the bottom, looking to the inside of the 3 of Hayden Williams. But like I was saying before, it's a long race, so plenty of time for us to see side-by-side action. So there's still plenty of time for drivers towards the back to make their way towards the front.
Yeah, and exactly. And looking down through the field, not much has changed, but this middle pack is just a hornet's nest of drivers, constantly side-by-side passes. Rob Wilhoit up a few positions from the start of this race.
Rob Wilhoit currently 8th. He started 8th. But our biggest mover is the car 2 spots behind, that 27 of Aaron Stanton. He's up 5 spots, currently sitting 10th.
Yeah, Aaron Stanton on the drive, about to make the pass here on the 3. Coming in through turns 3 and 4.
Lyota loose in Oh, we almost had a wreck. Coming into turn 3, Lyota gets a little loose. He's able to keep it straight. We stay green.
You saved it so well, it's not even coming up on my session events. Aaron Stanton up to 9th.
I just attest to how well these drivers are able to adapt to this new environment. And they're able to put their skills to the test. And honestly, I'm surprised we're still green from how sideways that 69 machine was.
Yeah, excellent save by the 69 there. But look at Aaron Stanton. He's still on the drive, and now Josh is making a move on the 3. The 3 is dropping. He's right on board the Goodyear blimp.
Oh, this is a good battle. 5 cars under a blanket, led by that 16 machine of Elijah Fisher. Oh, Hayden Williams loose! Top of your screen. He saves it, fades back. But what a save by the 3, able to keep it straight and only loses about a second at a time.
Yeah, excellent save there for Hayden Williams. But I bet
saves early in this race.
I bet the 3 is burning through his tires because he's pushing it hard and he's losing spots.
Still has his truck under him, so he's not out of this race yet. But now, Elijah Fisher and Josh Henderson side by side battle for 8th, continuing to develop. And here comes Aaron Stanton ready to spoil the party.
Yeah, Aaron Stanton on the charge again, the largest mover of the race so far. But as we were kind of looking back here at this hornet's nest, look at Travis Farmer. He is right there on the back bumper of Mike Hauser and looking to take the lead. This is the battle for the lead.
Don't look too far. Here's Jeffrey Peppers in 3rd, up 1 spot from his qualifying position in 4th. And he's looking to maybe take the lead away, lead some laps early in this race. And
the 6 battling with the 16 here. This is the battle for 10th.
Elijah dropping a little bit after that small stint leading this pack. And he's battling his teammate Joseph Maddox. And Hayden Williams able to recover from that incident, shall we say, earlier. And he's right on those 2 rear bumpers. But 9 laps into this race, clean so far. Only had a couple of drivers get loose. And Mike Hauser still out in front.
Yeah, what a drive so far by Mike Hauser in that top secret 43 Ford F-150. But don't count out Travis Farmer just yet. He's been staying within that 3/10 bubble and is now about under a 10th in that Mountain Dew Toyota Camry machine. Or not Toyota Camry, Toyota Tundra. My mistake.
See, this is what happens when you don't do research, kids.
I knew what it was. I just had a
moment.
Yeah, moment. Listen, at least it's not the late models where it goes from Chevy to Volkswagen Golfs. And yes, that has happened before here on the channel.
Yeah, shout out Tristan Pena rocking the Volkswagen in the late model race.
Or what's his face that rocked the 1988 Mercury Cougar, and I had to look up what it was because I had no idea what the car was. Anyway, back to truck racing. Going back to that, what once was a hornet's nest has kind of died down a little bit here. Everyone's kind of single file, nice and neat. Six getting a little squirmy there coming off the corner, but everyone's sort of single filed out now. Let's get a nice little scenic cam here with the blimp static, and you can just kind of get a good glimpse at all the cars. But we have a battle here. Jeffrey Peppers in the 72 battling.
Jeff Peppers in the 24, Curtis Carnes in the 72. These two going at it for third.
Right behind him, too, Justin Schneck.
Yeah, Justin Schneck right there. I was about to say that. And he's looking to spoil the party, but let's go towards the back. Teammates getting together. Elijah Fisher, Joseph Maddox almost careening into each other off of turn number 2.
Yeah, what a kind of three-way battle we have here between the 72, the 24, and the 71. 72 takes over third place, but Peppers is right on the back bumper of the 72. Now that 24, he's carrying a lot of momentum. He won at Chicagoland. He's got some really good finishes at Bristol and the Charlotte Roval. So he's carrying a lot of momentum here heading into Motegi.
A lot of momentum for that 24 car. You mentioned that win a couple weeks ago. So you have all those good finishes. At what point do you say, hey, I got all these good finish points. I can afford to have a less stellar race and just go for points?
Never. If you have momentum, you go for it. You don't say, this is good enough. No. That's not what a racing driver is. You always push it as hard as you can, and that's what's amazing about being a race car driver, is that you always push your equipment. You never give up. That's the whole point of racing. What happens if
you gotta have days where you're like, okay, I gotta play it safe. I can't like just go in guns a-blazing. I gotta play it safe and get as good of a finish as I can.
Well, of course, but you're not going to go, well, this is good enough. If Dale Earnhardt said, second place in the Daytona 500 is good enough, he would not have won and had the 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration, been as historic as he was. If after his third championship, he's like, this is good enough.
All right, apparently I've unleashed some demon inside of you.
Well, and as I was talking about, that Travis Farmer takes the lead.
This is the first lap that Mike Hauser is not going to lead this race. And that's got to be a little upsetting. You get the pole, you've led up to this point, and now you have to stare at someone's rear bumper. What does that do to a driver? Besides be like, hey, I want to pass him.
No, it sucks. I mean, when you're leading and all of a sudden you get the doors blown off you and now you're 5/10 behind the guy, it's a terrible feeling. And as the field files out one by one, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. But don't worry, you won't miss anything. Let's go Green Flag Racing Network side by side. This broadcast production is brought to you by our great friends over at Dubby Energy. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They don't use artificial dyes and contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Next time you go to buy W's great products, be sure to use our code GFRN for 10% at checkout. That is GFRN for 10% at checkout.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Are you tired of endlessly scrolling on trading paints trying to find that perfect paint scheme but it never seems to be there? Well, I got the solution for you. Griffin Race Paints. Griffin Race Paints just did a massive price cut. And also, for the rest of the year, you'll also be getting a 45% off discount. GRP 45. Always remember, Griffin Race Paints adds an extra 200 horsepower to your hot rod. Griffin Race Paint, where design meets performance.
Welcome to the Visit Myrtle Beach 400, presented by NASCAR Racing Experience Holiday E Gift Card Late Model Race. I'm Lenny Motegi, and joining me in the booth is veteran broadcaster Bill Hennessy.
All right, we are ready for 125 laps of NASCAR Wheeling All-American Late Model Stock Car Racing. Our pole sitter is Timothy Peters on the outside pole, number 51, Matt Cox. They're bringing us out of turn 4. Get on your feet. This is going to be hot. They are in control of the race because the green flag is in the air. We are underway at Myrtle Beach's Icebreaker 2018.
In May 2020, it was announced that the track would close its doors for good in August. On August 15th, the checkered flag would wave for the final time. Myrtle Beach Speedway was demolished in December of the following year, and all that remains as of 2024 is the dirt of what once was turns 3 and 4.
Turn 1 and 2.
David Breed is going to grab the lead here down the backstretch as he wiggles that car.
But that doesn't stop us from racing at this historic track once again. 65 drivers have made their way to the virtual banks of Myrtle Beach Speedway to fight for one of the 36 starting positions for tonight's event. Are you ready? Welcome back to Motegi Oval here in Japan. I'm Robert McCain, alongside me, Christopher Rosca. We're back here racing. While we were away, Ayrton Stanton had a little moment trying to come down to pit road. Let's get that replay up here. As you can see here, he is coming around to turns 3 and 4, trying to make it a pit road, locks it, misses the pit exit, and then hits the tire barrel head on. That is Ayrton Stanton's race, and he is done. Travis Farmer still leads by about 1.2 seconds.
I wouldn't say that so fast. Ayrton Stanton's back out on track.
Is
Currently
he?
in the 15th position.
No, he is out. You had me second guess myself.
Ah. Oh no, maybe my my scoring system is lying to me.
It probably is. Going back to what I was saying, Travis Farmer is still leading, now by about 1.5 seconds. He is slowly inching away from the 43 there of Mike Howitzer. Closest battle we currently have on track is back here for the 6th, 7th, and 8th position. It's the battle between the 7th, 8th, 9th, the 24, the 72, and the 3. All within a quarter of a second of each other.
And here comes Elijah Fisher in 10th. Back in that 16 truck, looking to make some noise after having a excellent run earlier.
71 passing the 22 on the outside.
Off of turn 2, Williams in the wall. He keeps it straight. Loses the spot to Elijah Fisher. But side by side for the 9th position. And Fisher gets the advantage. Not quite. Here comes Williams off the outside.
Yeah, already some great clean racing, and we're only 26 laps into this thing. It's only felt like we've gone through about 10.
easily with how big this track is.
Oh,
Oh, Williams in the wall again. Keeps it straight. And we say green yet again as Williams continues having issues off of turn 2.
Yeah, I wonder if his tires are starting to degrade as we pull up the weather conditions here presented by Manufacturing Crafts.
Ooh!
That was a great
Fisher
save by the
loose off
16.
Fisher loose off of 4.
What a save there by the 16. As I was saying, though, the track temperature certainly isn't helping. It is 78 degrees here in Japan, but the track temperature is 104. It is toasty out there.
Well, I'm glad I'm in the air-conditioned booth.
Yeah, at least there's that, you know.
Yeah.
As you pull up the track map here, you can see...
Pepper's slow going into turn 3 and side by side. This could get interesting. 3 trucks, 3 different lines going into turn 1.
Yeah, the 78, they're on the inside, but the 16, that KFC Ford F-150 is right behind him, trying to see if he can see anything as he looks 3 wide, but doesn't take it. Little interesting fact about KFC, and this is kind of like my... Oh, 3 wide, here we go.
3 wide, here we go.
3
Fisher
wide,
almost
down
going
the
into
back
the wall.
stretch.
That's the front stretch. Try again.
Front stretch, sorry.
And now Curtis Carnes almost slides up into Fisher. And we got a pack of 4. Williams on the apron. He saves it.
What a move by the 16, going from 10th to 7th in 2 corners.
And now that we just saw Elijah Fisher pass 3 cars in the matter of 2 corners, Josh Henderson, where did he come from? He's currently 3rd.
He is on that comeback drive. He started what? 7th? 8th?
He's up 6. He's up 6 positions from where he started. Currently trying to chase down Mike Hauser.
And he's gaining. He's even gaining on Farmer. As we pull up the interval counter next to it. As you can see, he's slowly gaining time there on Mike Hauser.
Absolutely. So, Josh quietly driving up through the field and quietly gaining on the leaders. So, this will be important in about 20 laps when we actually see him again.
That's mean.
Oh, battle continuing to develop. Elijah Fisher, Hayden Williams side by side going into turn 3.
Elijah Fisher
Trailing
back
Curtis
under
Carnes.
pressure.
And here comes Bobby Hadaway as Carnes pulls it to pit road. 32 laps in, we're starting to get pit cycles.
Yeah, early pit stops already happening.
Our race leader, Travis Farmer, into pit road.
Trying to find him here. There he is. Currently getting service.
You were staring right at him for the last 10 minutes. 5 minutes.
And away he goes.
So Mike Hauser inherits the lead from that. And Henderson moves up to 2nd. Travis Farmer is your next race leader, being the first car who has come to pit road.
Yeah, and he's been bad fast all day, but here comes Mike Hauser to lap him, which is something I did not expect from this track.
So Mike Hauser able to lap Travis Farmer, your former race leader. So interesting strategy. Let's see what happens next, and if pitting early or pitting late was the advantage.
Yeah, maybe the 43 is trying to hold up the 13 as best he can, or he's trying to see just how much faster these new tires are compared to old ones. It's an interesting strategy call by the 43, but I like it.
Oh, Hauser almost into the wall. Farmer has to take evasive action and unlaps himself.
Great news for for the Hauser. Great news for Farmer, bad news for Hauser. As a 23 has a black flag. As he brings it down pit road.
Ryan Hindeleiter coming down pit road to serve a penalty. And by that looks, it looks like he's getting another one. Ooh. Unfortunate for Hinderleiter.
And already rough race for him. Already multiple laps down.
Yep. Oh, Hinderleiter's getting service.
Maybe it's a time penalty.
Potentially.
Yeah, time penalty.
As he falls yet another lap down from Mike Hauser, who still has yet to bring it down pit road.
Yeah, still, I'm really curious by Mike Hauser's strategy now, as he still hasn't brought it down pit road, majority with the rest of the drivers, so I wonder if Travis Farmer is trying to maybe undercut, or I don't know what he's doing, but obviously Mike Hauser's starting to struggle here.
So top 8. So Hauser, Henderson, Greenlee, Will Hoyt, all the way down to Chris Lyotta, all have yet to come down pit road. Travis Farmer in 9th is the first car who has been down pit road for service. So a bit of a 50-50, almost 50-50 split in the field as to what strategy to pull. As we get a great look at the road course layout of this.
Wrong camera angle.
Oh, Greenlee in the wall. A slight bounce. Potentially a little bit of damage. But he's able to keep going, and we're still green. 38 laps out of 120 completed here from Japan. Still feels weird saying that.
72 gets the fastest lap. 37.4.
Curtis Carnes, who has been down pit road, so he's on these fresher tires. So with that fastest lap, Carnes is burning up his tires slightly.
Either that or he just found his groove.
Oh, Greenlee around, comes down pit road. He was sideways in front of pit road, able to get it straightened out, get down pit road. See if we can get a replay on that.
Whoa! Ooh. Good job keeping it off the racing surface there.
Cooked those tires, but here he is putting some fresh ones on.
Mike Hauser is still staying out as Travis Farmer passes the 70. As they're below, the 70's on pit road. Elijah Fisher up to 5th. Currently battling with the 3.
Well, here's some an update on this pit strategy for Travis Farmer, and it's working out for him. He's already passed Chris Lyotta, who has yet to come down pit road. So Farmer already advancing ahead of people who have not pitted. So as it stands, looks to be the strategy was to pit early. And Henderson gets the lead. Hauser finally brings it down pit road for service.
Okay, I apologize if we keep cutting to the in-car cam of the 16, but it's... There we go. 16 in the wall a little bit.
So, McKay, you're a racing driver. Mostly.
Mostly.
If you're in this race, do you pit early or do you push the car all the way to the end of the fuel run?
Honestly, I don't know. It's tricky. Because obviously I'm not in the car. Josh Henderson's pitting. I'm not in the car. It honestly depends on how it feels. If this car is loose and all this other stuff, then 100% I'm coming in early. But if it's nice and tight, then, or if it's nice and like not tight, but if it's in that sweet spot, if it's just between tight and loose, then 100% I'm taking it. I'm taking it in later.
You're pushing the car, absolutely, and you know I prefer a looser car, so that sweet spot between tight and loose is different for everyone. So Henderson pitted, Will Hoyt inherits the lead, Williams Fisher second and third, Hadaway comes in for fuel, and Travis Farmer passes Mike Hauser by a good, I don't know, 8 seconds.
Yeah.
So, it looks to be the strategy was to come in early. Then Farmer's already up to fourth. Then here comes Will Hoyt from second, coming into pit road.
So yeah, 22. Rob Wilhoy comes in. Smoke. Don't know what that's from.
Here comes Henderson off of pit road.
Shows that
Maddox coming
Joseph.
out.
Huh. Odd. Josh Henderson sets the fastest lap, 37.4. Gotta give credit where credit's due. These drivers get around this track fast.
Yep, there's those fresh tires. Henderson just out of pit road. And Williams and Fisher come down pit road. And Farmer's going to inherit the lead.
Farmer finally cycling back to the lead.
And he has Bobby Hadaway and someone else right in front. I think that's Curtis Carnes.
Someone else, very insightful.
I can't see the number. Oh, it's 96. That's Evan Logue. Evan Logue right in front, who's a number of laps down. Still out here driving in. Unfortunately, gets put another lap down.
We got to give credit where credit's due here.
Yeah, kudos to Evan Logue. Still out here, despite the number of laps down that he is. And that's 11 laps down.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're not really hoping for anything. You're kind of just doing it for the fun of it.
Yeah. You're just out here to have fun, turn laps, and
that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Whatever happens, happens.
Right now, because of pit strategy, a huge gap has opened up within the drivers.
And Travis Farmer has a lap car of Evan Logue as a buffer. So in order to get the lead back, Mike Hauser has to make 2 passes as we have a wreck in turn 4. That's Lyotta gets loose. Able to save it. And he's slow down the bottom of the front stretch.
I thought someone was coming in pit road. I'm looking at the spotter cam.
I saw. Ooh.
See.
Oh, he just locks up, getting in the corner.
Tokyo drifts it.
Brakes. Ah, well, we're in Japan, so why not try it? And Lyotta into pit road, looking for some fresh rubber. Couple of laps ago, that was. He was probably testing out the new rubber, getting it all nice and warm for race temp.
Yeah, great way to get it warm, maybe too warm. And as the field spreads out, we're going to go back to commercial break, but don't worry, you won't miss anything. We're going side by side. This broadcast production is brought to you by our great friends over at Dubby Energy. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They don't use artificial dyes and contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Next time you go to buy W's great products, be sure to use our code GFRN for 10% at checkout. That is GFRN for 10% at checkout.
Hey you, yeah you. Are you tired of endlessly scrolling on trading paints trying to find that perfect paint scheme but it never seems to be there? Well, I got the solution for you. Griffin Race Paints. Griffin Race Paints just did a massive price cut. And also, for the rest of the year, you'll also be getting a 45% off discount. GRP 45. Always remember, Griffin Race Paints adds an extra 200 horsepower to your hot rod. Griffin Race Paint, where design meets performance.
Welcome to the Visit Myrtle Beach 400, presented by NASCAR Racing Experience Holiday E-Gift Card Late Model Race. I'm Lenny Motegi, and joining me in the booth is veteran broadcaster Bill Hennessy.
All right, we are ready for 125 laps of NASCAR Wheeling All-American Late Model Stock Car Racing. Our pole sitter is Timothy Peters on the outside pole, number 51, Matt Cox. They're bringing us out of turn 4. Get on your feet. This is going to be hot. They are in control of the race because the green flag is in the air. We are underway at Myrtle Beach's Icebreaker 2018.
In May 2020, it was announced that the track would close its doors for good in August. On August 15th, the checkered flag would wave for the final time. Myrtle Beach Speedway was demolished in December of the following year, and all that remains as of 2024 is the dirt of what once was turns 3 and 4.
Turn 1 and 2.
The 71, David Green is going to grab the lead here down the backstretch as he wiggles that car.
But that doesn't stop us from racing at this historic track once again. 65 drivers have made their way to the virtual banks of Myrtle Beach Speedway to fight for one of the 36 starting positions for tonight's event. Are you ready?
Hands looking to the inside of Williams.
Yeah, welcome back here to the Green Flag Racing Network. Elijah Fisher and Hayden Williams just in time for us coming off commercial break, are side by side.
Yeah, Fisher on the rear bumper of Williams for the last couple of laps, finally able to get the move done, and now has Justin Greenlee in the 70 in front to look, but Williams isn't going to let it go. He's still right there.
Yeah, these drivers, this three-way battle is the only battle currently on track, as everyone is very spaced out. And we're not even halfway, we're almost halfway into this thing.
One more thing, you may have saw this on the side-by-side. Evan Logue has been passed now by Mike Hauser and Josh Henderson. So no buffer cars between our two leaders, Travis Farmer and Mike Hauser. Only about 8 seconds.
Yeah, as we pull up the comparison here between the 70 and the 70 and the 16.
It's back and forth for sectors.
Which feels weird saying on an oval, but...
Oh, absolutely. But Fisher able to gain the speed, breaks late into the corner, and he might have this spot. And he does it. He brings Williams with him. Greenlee loses 2 positions in 1 corner. Ouch. So middle run racing. Everyone's on different strategies. Everyone's on different sets of tires. Hayden Williams hits the wall off of 2 again. If you pit early, last section, do you now try and stretch it out? Or do you pit early again? And the inverse, if you pit late, do you now try and switch strategies and short pit? What do you do, basically?
Again, it all depends on how hard you're pushing the car and what you're doing with the car. If you're pushing it hard, then you're going to want to pit early in both situations. But if you're trying to, like, preserve and you're playing it safe and playing it easy, like Farmer's doing now, then honestly, I would play the long game and hope for a miracle of a caution. Although I don't imagine we're going to get one anytime soon.
Which we might get. Fisher loose into turn 3 and Williams to the inside.
Loose. He is loose. A lot of drivers having problems with turns 3 and 4. A lot of drivers having issues going through turns 3 and 4, and we see another great example of that.
What a save by Fisher, fishtailing throughout the entire corner, no pun intended, and loses the spot to Hayden Williams again. So the battle continuing to develop as we hit the halfway point.
Something interesting to note with KFC, though. I was going to say it earlier, and then Lyota had a Tokyo Drift moment. This is a little bit of the random fun fact side of me coming out. But in Japan, where we are, KFC is a traditional Christmas dish in Japan. You want to know why? Capitalism. That is why. Capitalism.
You concern me with how much useless info you know.
The first KFC franchise owner in Japan was trying to think of ways to increase his sales. So he came up with a Christmas dinner that consists of fried chicken, wine, pastries, I think, and obviously the chicken. And they called it a Kentucky Christmas. And now millions of people wait hours for KFC on Christmas, which I would never wait longer than 15 minutes for KFC, ever. But, you know.
Why wait that long? 5 minutes is too long. Anyways, Jeff Peppers starts off the pitting cycle, and he comes out of pit road. So our first taker in our second cycle of pit stops just pitted, so one stop, does he have to make a second stop? And that's the question that I have. How long can these drivers go on fuel? And does Peppers have to pit a fourth time, or can he make it to the end on just one more stop?
It'll be close.
We're gonna see with when these other drivers come to pit road as well.
I think these other drivers are honestly trying to save fuel and stretch it out so they only have to pit one more time. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too, but remember, Travis Farmer was one of the first to come to pit road on the last pit cycle. So how much more fuel does he have now that we have someone else coming to pit road?
It'll be interesting, that's for sure. Honestly, I don't know if you can make it. It'll be tight, and you'll have to stretch both of these fuel runs a very, very long time.
Yeah, Curtis Carnes just let Elijah Fisher by, and we almost had an accident off of four cars under a blanket as Jeffrey Pepper sets the fastest lap, presumably on new tires. But that was Justin Greenlee that the 16 of Elijah Fisher almost pushed into the wall.
Yeah, these three drivers under a blanket of less than 4 seconds.
Oh, they're in trouble down the front stretch. He's slow. I heard an engine blow.
Is that his day over?
The meatball, the mechanical failure flag out for Mike Hauser. Let's take a look. He just blew up.
That is a blow. Okay. We need to ride on board here. I have never seen this before. Just a driver just blowing up.
Riding on board with Mike Hauser coming through turns 3 and 4. Oh, he misshifts. Looks like he tried to shift up to 4th and downshifted to 2nd and overheated the engine, and
that's really easy to do.
That's about 40 minutes of repairs right there.
Yeah, his day is done. Travis Farmer must be relieved though, but what a way for Hauser for his race to be over. It's gotta hurt.
Absolutely. That would also explain why we've been having so many issues with drivers getting loose in 3 and 4 is everyone's shifting down to 3rd to get that extra, to get the higher revs, the higher speed, and they lose traction. Time to put the tinfoil hat on.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It really is. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
There's no other word to describe it. That's just... I've done it before. I've done the exact same thing, trying to shift to 4th and shifting to 2nd.
I've done that before. You'll know this one. It was a Talladega race about a year ago now. $100 on the line, coming to an overtime restart. I start 2nd, and I was so nervous that I shifted from 4th to 1st instead of 4th to 2nd. And I spun in front of the entire field right as we were about to go green.
I remember that. And what was the nickname we gave you?
Money shift.
Yup, Money Shift McKay.
Now here's the thing. I went from 20th to 8th in 2 laps, but y'all
That's
overshadowed.
The entire field wrecked in turn 3.
No, I was up to 8th before the field wrecked. I got damage in that wreck and still finished 8th. But y'all overshadow that. So take the positives. Look for the light at the end of the tunnel. Jeez.
No, it's a train.
You with trades.
No, that's the joke. A pessimist sees a dark tunnel, the optimist sees the light at the end of the tunnel, and a realist sees a train. And the engineer sees 3 idiots standing on the tracks in a tunnel.
Moving on with our lives.
Justin Schenk up to 3rd. Henderson 2nd, and Travis Farmer still out front by a wide margin.
He's currently making
and by
me want to go
wide,
to sleep.
I mean 6 seconds.
That is honestly, that is a very wide gap.
Yeah, and there's a buffer car in the way. Not anymore. Henderson just getting around the 6 of Joseph Maddox. So there's no cars physically on track between Henderson and Farmer. So now all Henderson has to do is make up 6 seconds. Easier said than done. But Farmer has traffic in front of him, including the likes of Evan Logue and Bobby Hadaway. And Lyota as well. So Farmer's work is cut out for him as well. Lap 72 of 120.
Yeah, but Travis Farmer, what a dominating run so far. Even if he doesn't win this race, he will definitely have led the most laps.
Justin Schenk in the pit road.
It's what an excellent job he's been doing.
So pit cycles beginning to, or the pitting beginning to kind of blossom as Schenk pulls it down pit road for service. But no other takers so far.
So we get a really good look here of the entire track here at the Blimp Scenic Cam.
What did that infield race look fun?
Which one? There's like 4.
All of them combined.
Oh God. No, thank you.
It'll be a
Tonight coming
24-hour race, and it'll be 12 laps.
Yeah. You gotta do the oval 4 times and then go down and do all of the road, the infield course, including all the access roads, and then that's just 1 lap.
Yep.
But the Japanese Torture 24.
Don't give the league ideas, okay?
You can tell we're getting tired when we start talking about Japanese Torture 24-hour races. 17 inherits the lead. Travis Farmer still has the net lead as he brings it down pit road.
With Hayden Williams up, improving to 7th or 2nd, and Elijah Fisher 3rd, Greenlee 4th, Paradis Keynes 5th, Rob Wilhoit 6th, Bobby Hadaway 7th, Travis Farmer with the net lead in 8th as he's already on the backstretch. And here comes Josh Henderson. So this is the same scenario we had last pit cycle. Travis Farmer comes out right next to the leader. And the first car in Travis Farmer's mirror is Josh Henderson, your race leader. So it's the same scenario as last pit cycle. So
scenario?
Scenario. So I have the idea that Travis Farmer is gonna keep the lead once Henderson comes out of pit road. And that's going to be what we're going to want to watch as these drivers come down pit road, is where does Henderson come out of pit road? Where does, say, Williams or Elijah Fisher come out of pit road as well? 'Cause 2 tires either way or no tires either way can change a lot in where cars come out of pit road. And especially it'll change what you do if a caution comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, as we watch this, more and more is becoming more unlikely.
Yeah. And as we wait for that caution, as we wait for Farmer to come down to for Henderson to come down to pit road, I think it's time to crank it up. What do you say?
Absolutely. Let's crank it up.
Welcome back to Motegi Oval, coming off the Crank It Up. And while we were gone, only the top 5 now are on the lead lap.
And Henderson down pit road, and here comes Farmer to take the lead back from Henderson. But Hayden Williams still out on track, still has yet to bring down pit road, so Travis Farmer in second has the net lead, but Hayden Williams is still in the lead.
Hayden Williams.
So Travis,
sorry.
So, yeah, Travis Farmer is going to have the lead when Hayden Williams comes down to pit road. The only question is, how long can William last? Can William last, and is he waiting for a caution?
Honestly, I don't think there's any waiting for a caution anymore.
Can he wait for a caution? Yeah, essentially. Can he wait for a caution? I know he's going to try to, and that's the idea of staying out at a track where when you pit you get lapped. Is you stay out and you vote for a caution to trap cars a lap down. And that's all Hayden Williams can do at the moment, is try and hope for a caution. But at what point does staying out start to hinder your performance, and when do you realize that you're not going to get that caution? And that's the idea that these drivers and crew chiefs, if they have them, have to kind of think about as they race this race. Is how much do you race with the idea of, hey, there's going to be a caution, or hey, we're going to go green for a long time. And you gotta balance that, and finding that balance is how you win these races, as well as being fast on track.
Yeah, it's a tricky balance, right? At this point, obviously, you can't
Travis, Farmer to pit road.
Oh.
Farmer's coming to pit road.
Now this changes a lot. Does he think that no one else can make it?
We have just over 30 laps left in this race. So he may be topping off on fuel to make it to the end. Essentially doing a splash and dash, getting back out there, staying on the lead lap as Hayden Williams comes to pit road. So I think no one else can make it besides Hayden and Travis Farmer, or anyone who's come in the last, I don't know, say 2 or 3 laps. Farmer's out already, and he spent a short time in pit road.
Pepper's Williams in the pits. Pepper now to the lead.
I think Farmer is thinking that no one else can make it to pit road, and I think that same thought is in Hayden Williams' head, as well as anyone who came in the last couple seconds. Josh Henderson just setting the fastest lap.
And he's right on the tail of the 24.
So now we have a battle for the lead, all of a sudden.
Yep, not anymore.
And Henderson, easily passing the 24 of Peppers and setting another fastest lap. Justin Schenk into pit road, Lyota in as well. So that theory of drivers not being able to make it to the end is kind of on par, and I think that's why Mike Hauser, Josh Henderson ran such long runs, was to try and two-stop the race.
Here's the pit strategy from Josh and Travis. Have it pulled up here on the screen, and
you can see the vast difference between the pit stops, and I think Henderson's trying to two-stop it as Peppers comes in for service.
Honestly, I think Josh is trying to make it to the end.
Absolutely. I absolutely think he's trying to make it to the end.
He has got a 20-second buffer to second position, or net second position. Now actual second position. And he pitted about 3 laps earlier than Travis.
Farmer.
So, in his mind, he's got to be thinking, well, he pitted 3 laps after me. Let's see how far I can stretch this. And he has 20 seconds of buffer to do it.
Yeah. And 3 laps of tire is negligible when it comes to racing. Like, is that going to matter in a restart? Yes. But with 20 seconds, 3 laps of tires isn't going to do much. As we get closer to 25 laps to go, working lap 92 of 120, things are now upside down on its head with the pit strategy that Josh Henderson has pulled. And so Travis Farmer is going into turn number 3 right now, and you can see Henderson exiting turn 2. So a lot of buffer between the two drivers, as well as a number of lap cars in the way.
A number.
A number. If I counted correctly, it'd be 5. 5 lap cars between Henderson and Farmer, our 2 leaders. Officially 21 seconds between our leaders. But Hayden Williams isn't far behind Farmer.
No, and even
And that gap is shrinking.
as he's currently battling with the 88, who is trying to stay on the lead lap. If we can tell how old a paint scheme is based on what the primary sponsor on the truck is.
That seems weird.
Well, no, because you have Camping World, Gander RV and Outdoors, and then you have Craftsman. And
Oh, you're talking about the You're talking about the windshield banner.
Yeah, on the primary sponsor. So if we go to Fisher, his is older. They're Camping World. But look at the 22.
That's a really old scheme.
His has a Craftsman banner. Maddox Craftsman, Hayden Craftsman, Travi Craftsman. But people like Elijah have the Camping World, and then drivers even like the 17 have Gander RV and Outdoors.
I thought you were talking about the sponsor on the truck, not the sponsor on the windshield banner.
No, I was talking about the primary sponsor of the series at the time.
Oh, so the banner design. Okay, 25 laps to go here from Motegi in Japan. And you can tell how bored McKay is based on the fact that he's rambling on about windshield banners.
I'm getting there. It's like I'm slowly going insane.
Yeah, however, we should probably focus on the race and the fact that Hayden Williams is about to take second away from Travis Farmer. So there's Travis Farmer, and there's Hayden Williams. So this battle that was about 2 seconds is now under half a second. And they pitted about the same time.
Except Hayden was much smarter about it and made it a 2-stop.
Yeah, so Hayden Williams is playing the same strategy as Josh Henderson, but a caution or a restart in some capacity will erase this strategy, and it'll just essentially turn the race into 2. But here's the pass, and Hayden Williams improves 2 seconds.
I'm hoping this is commentator's curse, but I don't think we're getting a caution. We have 21 laps left. We've gone through 99 laps. Statistically, 23 laps left. We've gone through 99. Statistically, we shouldn't have a caution. Statistically.
Statistics can lie.
And I'm not good at math.
I noticed.
I think it's like my lowest grade. Actually, no, French is.
Why don't you take French?
My entire family speaks it.
That is concerning.
They're French-Canadian.
That is more concerning.
You're Wisconsinite. You're a Wisconsinite, so I don't want to hear it.
At least I'm not Canadian.
Besides the Packers, what do you have there? And cheese.
Beer.
Everywhere has beer.
We have farms.
Everywhere also has farms.
We're America's Dairyland.
I said besides cheese.
It's home. Deal with it.
We're really getting bored.
You just want to insult Wisconsin.
I mean, the Packers came out of there, which is pretty good. But, you know.
You should be a Titans fan, so I don't know.
No, never.
You live in Tennessee. Why would you not be a Titans
care. Because, theoretically, I should be a Steelers fan.
Oh, you could cheer for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no. Because they're the best 9-8 team in the NFL. They always end up 9-8 or 10-7 or somewhere around there.
At least Mike Tomlin has winning seasons every year.
That's fair. At least I'm not a Jets fan.
Looking at you, Lyota.
Because...
Don't know why I had to call you out. I'm sorry.
It's gotta be depressing. I mean, Sam can go for a Raiders fan.
Yeah, you should be a Raiders fan.
No. Yeah, we're 102 laps into this thing. We got about 18 laps to go. Let's switch the ticker over from laps to go here. As Henderson leads by 21 seconds.
We're over here talking about football teams while there's a race going on. What is wrong with us?
I mean, it's a playoff week, so.
Yeah.
Who do you got winning the Super Bowl?
The Packers.
Realistically.
Okay, realistically, the Seahawks.
The Seahawks?
Yep.
I think the Super Bowl is going to be the Seahawks and the Broncos, and I still can't pick one or the other.
I don't know how you can't have the Broncos. I don't know how you can't have the Broncos losing round one. Round two, sorry.
I don't know. They seem strong, except against the Jaguars. The Super Bowl I want is the Packers versus the Steelers. But I know neither of those teams are making it past round one.
I don't know. I think the Packers can get past round one, considering it's the Bears we're playing.
Yeah, but we have 28 people injured.
It's the Bears.
We lost to the Bears.
We beat the Bears.
With all of our players, they also concussed Jordan Love the last time we played against them.
They're just salty we have a good quarterback and they don't.
Fair. We're still talking about football.
Yeah. Here's a look at Josh Henderson looking to put a lap on the 7th place driver of Jeff Peppers.
Maybe we should talk about something different. Like hockey.
Currently only 7 drivers on the lead lap, and it's about to be 6 if Josh Henderson can make this pass. However, Travis Farmer falling away from Hayden Williams, now under attack from Justin Greenlee, who is having some internet issues. Not far behind this.
The 13 struggling here on these tires. A little bit unfortunate, that's for sure.
Oh, Jeff Peppers in the... Or who is that? That was Joseph Maddox in the wall off of turn 4.
And the 13 side by side with the 70.
Travis on the inside, Justin on the outside, and Farmer's able to make the pass. And now Greenlee to the bottom. Grindley able to clear Farmer.
Travis close to the wall.
Farmer was putting on the wall. Evan Logan to pit road yet again.
Ugh. Going back to sports.
Let's not. We have a race to broadcast. But Josh Henderson in the lead and Hayden Williams second. Both up 8 positions from where they qualified with 12 laps to go.
Let's pull up the most positions gained here. They're both tied for the most points, the most positions gained since the start of the race. What a race it's been for the both of them.
Yeah, Ryan Hinderleiter also up 5 spots. He's running 12th, 5 laps down. And Bobby Hadaway in 9th, up 4 spots from where he qualified. So, plenty of high movers in this race. On the flip side, Mike Hauser down 14 spots from where he qualified on pole. Still on pit road as Maddox joins him with another mechanical fault flag.
If I just crank the positions up, I can only do 42. I was about to say, can I like... Yeah, so... Mike Hauser, by far, the driver lost the most positions. Obviously, with the misshift early on in the race, extremely unfortunate for him. He's still sitting there on pit road.
He's getting repaired.
Which makes me wonder, let's pull him in for an interview. Because why not? Mike Howitzer, it's the boys in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I do. What's going on, boys?
Not much,
You
obviously. That's why we're pulling
you
you in.
sound defeated.
Yeah, I am.
So what happened there, what was it now, 40, 50 laps ago? Just money shift, or?
Yeah, we coming out of 4, and I went to go put it into 4th, and I guess I was on the wrong side of the gate there, so I put it into 2nd and blew the motor. And I'm really embarrassed at that. Like, I was having such a good race there. I was having fun battling Travis, and knowing what I know now, like, I feel like it probably would have been a race for the win against Josh Henderson. So I'm just really upset at myself for making such a dumb mistake and so early in the season. I know it's not far in, and we can obviously make up that deficit. I don't know where it's going to put us, but I'm just really upset because starting a pole, we led a decent chunk of laps, and like I said, probably would have been racing for the win there if it wasn't for that. So bummed out, but all I can do is pick my head up and look forward to next week, because we got a great bunch of tracks coming up, like Rockingham, Pocono, and Martinsville. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't beat yourself up for stuff like this. I mean, it's an honest mistake. All of us have done it. And you still have a win on the season. You are at the top of the points, or towards the top of the points. And you've got a lot going for you, so don't let you beat yourself up for this.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, boys. I know we'll keep pushing forward, and we're gonna have a lot of speed. I feel like we've had speed every week. We've had winning speed every week, so that's something to look back on and be really proud of. So right now, I'm just sitting back, trying to help my teammates out, and looking for some fun battles. The 70 was going at it with the 13. That was pretty fun to watch. So
yeah, exactly. Keep going at it, and we'll see you next week, man. Hopefully, be all better luck.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate it.
That was Mike Hauser, driver of the 43, who had that incident earlier. Chris Lyotta also on pit road now, getting service. As we approach 5 laps to go, Josh Henderson still out front. But a battle that's not really a battle. Curtis Carnes and Evan Logue were side by side, and now Travis Farmer side by side with Joseph Maddox.
I think that 69 is done for the day. He's just sitting there on pit road. Let's pull him in for an interview. Chris, it's the boys in the booth. You got a copy.
Oh, no.
You're sitting there. What happened?
I knew it was gonna happen. I pounded the wall on the front stretch. I wasn't paying attention. I was daydreaming about racing.
Daydreaming about racing while racing. I like it.
Yeah, I got nothing better to say other than I did a dummy move.
I'm trying to find where you did it.
It's gonna be front stretch. Lap 110. Lap maybe 109. Probably 109. Because I'm on 111 and I just passed the start-finish line. So I'm just repairing damage right now, boys, and it's got to be boring up here. No action on track.
That's why we're interviewing you.
Oh,
We've been discussing pitch strategy and football teams, and I may or may not have called you out for being a Jets fan.
Oh, you!
I feel sorry for you. I feel so sorry for you.
It's all right. I know my team sucks.
If you need help, I can help you find it.
Unfortunately, I have enough copium to realize that my life sucks.
Hey, Lyota, if it makes you feel better, you have the same amount of interceptions this year as the entire Jets defense. So you're good enough to be a Jets cornerback.
Actually, that's not true. We had 0 interceptions in it's 1933.
Yeah, I'm saying you've had 0 interceptions this year, so you're good enough to be a Jets cornerback.
I had 0 flips too.
Oh, come on. We both know that's my job.
I know, that's why I said I had 0 flips too.
You'd probably do a better job than the current head coaching staff, considering they haven't made the playoffs since 2010.
I probably won't make the playoffs. I don't know what you're talking about.
And haven't won the Super Bowl since 1969.
That explains why you're on the 69.
Don't remind me.
All right.
Here's an interesting fact, by the way. If you want an interesting fact, I don't know if my father's watching, but I'm about to dox him really quick. My dad was born in 1957. He got to witness Super Bowl III on the little black and white TVs. If that doesn't tell you how old that man is, If I may so kindly interrupt you, the white flag is out and Henderson's leaving turn 2.
Yeah, we'll let you loathe in self-pity. We'll let you loathe in self-pity. Have fun. Yeah, Henderson coming through turns 3 and 4. We are distracted by football, but we're here now. What a pitch strategy from Henderson, coming out of nowhere, gaining 8 spots, coming to the start-finish line. Josh Hotshot Henderson wins it all here in Japan at Motegi.
Williams out of nowhere as well, finishing 2nd. Justin Greenlee finishing 3rd.
Here comes Williams out of turn 4, taking the 2nd spot of the podium. And the 70 coming out of the final corner. Farmer down to 4th, finishes 4th. Fisher with a great rally, coming to 5th. Peppers 6th. Let's see, Will Hoyt.
Rob Will Hoyt 7th. Hadaway 8th. Justin Schenk 9th. And Curtis Carnes rounds out the top 10.
What a race as we run through the final standings here, presented by W Energy. Race results after 120 laps. Josh Hotshot Henderson takes the win with an 18-second gap to his teammate Hayden Williams. Justin Greenlee, Farmer, Fisher, Peppers, Will Hoyt, Hadaway, Schneck, and Carnes round out your top 10. Hinder Litter, Lyota, Maddox, Lighter, thank you. Maddox, Logue, Hauser, Stanton, and Hadaway round out your top 17 as the 17 burned it down. What a burnout. What a race here at Motegi. 22
Yeah, what
coming
a
in,
race.
congratulate him.
What a race. We saw long green flag runs. We saw battles for the lead. We saw pitch strategy take effect, and that's what decided this race. Pitch strategy. Josh Henderson taking the gamble on making the race in 2 stops. Hayden Williams also doing 2 stops. Justin Greenlee also doing 2 stops. So that's what determined the podium. Travis Farmer, who led a majority of the middle of this race, unable to crack the top 3, finishes 4th, and he had to make a 3rd stop. And that's what determined the end of this race, was that extra stop by Travis Farmer.
Yeah, exactly. And as we cut to the booth cams here, it's time for some post-race interviews presented by W Energy. I gotta pull it up here. All right, finishing in the 3rd position. To find it again. Should just leave the timing tower up. There we go.
He should.
That's what I'm doing. All right, finishing in the 3rd position, we have the 70, which is here in the driver's meeting. The 70 of Justin Greenlee. Let's bring him in. Justin Greenlee, it's Robert McKay and Crystal Rosca in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
What a rally there, finishing in the 3rd position. Obviously did not see you coming out of nowhere, honestly. What a race. What are your thoughts?
Oh, man, that was awesome. First of all, glory to God, man. It's not lost to me how blessed I am to have a kind of life where I can do this for fun with these people. We started good and just trying to take care of the tires, and I wish I could get back that spin off for the first pit stop there. I'd love those couple seconds back. But yeah, it was really just about saving tires, and I got lucky with a couple cars ahead of me. Had to drop out, unfortunately, but worked in our favor. And yeah, name of the game was keep the wheel straight and save the tires.
Yeah, exactly. And this was a very interesting race because it was just all green flag runs. There were no cautions, no really big wrecks. Definitely a first for me in the broadcasting space.
Yeah, it was definitely about the long run. You had to be willing to maybe give up some spots at the beginning of the run and hope your tires were there at the end. And yeah, fortunately we did that all right.
Yeah, and again, what a strategy, what a race from you. Before we let you go, is there anyone you want to thank? Sponsors, teammates, friends, family, etc.? The floor is yours.
I mean, first, my family, just for getting me into racing and always encouraging it. And then I got to give a huge shout out to Mike Hauser. I met the guy less than a year ago at college, and he really got me into iRacing and convinced me to come run this truck series. And it's been nothing but a blast, and it's been nothing but a huge help and big motivator. So, yeah, definitely got to thank him.
Yeah, and that's kind of sweet, honestly, not gonna lie. Yeah, Mike Hauser, I've worked with him before. He is a fantastic guy. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, you're saying?
No, I was just saying, yeah, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah. What are your feelings about next week, which I believe is Rockingham, if I remember correctly? Yes, it is Rockingham.
I don't even own it, so we're going to spend the week figuring it out and see if we can do the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that you have some success.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. We'll see you next week.
Sounds
good. As I try to
change things. Yeah, and I'm looking at this results page right here, and I'm noticing something. Josh Henderson won this race, led 46 laps, and Travis Farmer, who led a good chunk of the middle of this race, finished the race leading 46 laps. So an even split in the most laps led by these two drivers, and only a handful of drivers leading laps. Hayden Williams leading 6. Robert Wilhoit able to lead a lap on pit strategy. And Mike Hauser, of course, leading the first 21 laps before Travis Farmer took over the lead early in the race on lap 22.
Yeah, this was definitely an interesting race, that's for sure. Obviously, no green flags, a lot of pit strategy, a lot of different leaders, even though there wasn't like a crap ton of passing. Yeah, this was a good race.
All the passing happened on pit road and through the pit strategy, which is how Henderson and Williams were able to gain so many positions, was because they saved that extra pit stop. They managed to get the race in 2 pit stops. And that's how they were able to win, was they saved their tires, they saved their fuel, and they ran a 2-stop race. And that's a lot of how these kinds of long green flag, caution-free races go, is by who can make the least amount of pit stops and the least amount of mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. And someone who didn't make a lot of mistakes and finished in second was Hayden Williams in the 3. Let's bring him in. Hayden Williams, it's Christopher Roska and Robert McKay in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you guys.
What a race. Again, as I said to the 70, the 3 of you, top 3, came out of nowhere. Excellent strategy. What went into tonight?
A bunch of tire saving. I was shredding them off in practice and just took it easy in the race, and my strategy ended up putting me on the podium, so happy about that.
Yeah, exactly. And you were kind of mid-pack most of the race, but then this final green flag stop, you and the 17 pulled some sort of crazy strategy out of nowhere. And, you came out of nowhere and you still finished second with about 7 seconds to Greenlee. How was the car this race? I felt a lot of drivers were struggling with it, and that was part of the strategy for this race, so difficult.
Yeah, it was. For me, it was tight in practice. I changed the setup a little bit. With the qualifying, it drew better, and then it wasn't really a one-lap speed car. It was more of a long-run speed car, I guess, because it put me in second place at the end.
Well, yeah, and especially at a track like this, and with the fact that we had no, cautions or green flag runs or anything like that. I mean, that's the car you wanted this week. Excuse me. That's the car you wanted this weekend. Before we let you go, any drivers you want to thank, sponsors, family members, etc.? Floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to thank our family, guys for putting the broadcast on. Elijah and everyone at the admin team for making this happen every week.
Yeah, exactly. And again, congratulations on the second. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Hayden Williams there with that incredible second place finish, 7 seconds ahead of Greenlee. Roska, how important is tire management in a race like this?
In a race like this, you have long green flag runs, so you want to be able to manage your tires throughout the entire stint and make sure you still have tires at the tail end of the sprint or tail end of the stint, making sure you have that rubber to have a little bit of a sprint while you come towards pit road. Because if you don't, that encourages you to have to pit, or it requires you to have to pit early, and it could put you behind the 8 ball when it comes to, if, say, a caution comes out, or in the case of Travis Farmer, having to make that extra pit stop to make it to the end.
Yeah, that extra pit stop really just unfortunately killed Travis Farmer's race. And it was just it was that first pit stop call. When he pitted before everyone else, I think that's where it went wrong for Travis Farmer. And it was unfortunate because in the grand scheme of things at the time, we were only 30 laps in. A caution could have happened at any time. And so it was reasonable to think that, I'm going to pit now, try to undercut, and then hopefully a caution or something comes out. And it just didn't work in his favor, which is just unfortunate.
And that's the mentality you have behind having an early pit stop. Is you have to hope for a caution, but you have to hope for a caution after the pit cycle is over. So you pit early, you get those fresh tires, everyone pits, so you're back to your original position or even ahead of your original position because of those fresh tires. And then you want a caution to come out so that way the field can bunch up and you can continue racing, maybe get a little bit of fuel. You still have your tires and you can keep racing. And that's the point of the early pit stop. The benefit of the long pit stop is the inverse. You want to have a caution while drivers are in pit road. And that way drivers get held a lap down. You're able to come in and get fresh tires and you have less competition on the lead lap. And that's what Travis Farmer was, or that's what the first was what Travis Farmer was wanting with pitting early. And that's what put him behind the 8 ball with having to make that extra stop to make it to the end when we didn't have another caution. Now, Josh Henderson able to make the second pit strategy work, 2 stops, and you win with an 18-second lead. Congratulations on the win, Josh.
Hey, thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Sorry it took us forever. We're having a little bit of a debate. But, I mean, what a race. This is by far the most dominant win that this series so far has seen. And what a way to do it. Excellent pitch strategy. How'd you do it?
Yeah, just math, right? just gotta figure out how far you can make it. 40 laps is 2 stops, and also puts you in a situation to save an extra set of tires. Like as soon as Travis did what he did, I said checkmate. You know, I think I had it down. And unfortunately, as soon as Mike, downshifted and blew his engine, that was kind of all she wrote. And as long as the caution didn't come out, I knew I was in a good spot. So just needed to stay clean and green. Everybody did a great job giving me space coming through, and everybody did a great job giving each other space during the race. So fun track. Never raced here before, but I always like those tracks that are egg-shaped, right? One corner is completely different than the other. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
I switched to small banking.
We also like riding the wall, so I mean,
I do like riding the wall, and that's kind of why I like having tracks with more banking.
Like you like Darlington, but you've never won at Darlington. Anyway,
I suffer at Darlington.
Anyway, yeah, you got lucky. This was a weird race in the fact that there weren't any cautions, which is odd, honestly. I'm used to seeing at least 1 or 2 cautions. But you lucked out with the pitch strategy and you were able to hold it on. And then Travis Farmer was also struggling there at the end. And honestly, by lap 100, as long as you kept it off the wall, you were winning that thing.
I mean, it's not supposed to be lucky when we stay green, right? I mean, that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have guys run into each other. But, yeah, and then Travis, unfortunately, Travis pitted again. And I thought that was interesting because even if it would have had a caution come out there with 10, 15, 20 to go, I still had a set of tires, and that was his last. So, like I said, I thought everything played into my hands, and I ran a smart race. And you don't want to run your fastest lap until past halfway. And that was the goal tonight, and just picked them off one by one. I had a really bad qualifying, unfortunately. I tried to treat this like a short track because, again, less experience here, and really wound it up off 4 coming to take my green flag, and then completely screwed up my second lap. Didn't have enough heat in the tires. So that's all right. We picked them off one by one, worked our way up through there. Like I said, everybody raced me clean, everybody raced smart. So just appreciate it. It was a good win. I'd be curious to see, not trying to brag, but I'm curious to see what the largest margin of victory is in this series so far.
In this series, you 100% broke it. I can tell you that right now. I think the second largest was about
non-road course too. Non-road course too.
Yeah, non-road course. It might be, actually, let's do a little bit of research here. It might have been, drag you here.
Back on the topic of you picking them off one by one, there is a moment about lap, say, 45, 50, 55, where I noticed you were up to third, and I mentioned it, I'm like, where did Josh come from? He's up 5 spots from where he qualified, and he's sitting third. So
yeah, just long run, man. Just, you can't win the race on lap 1. You know, you just got to
you
kind
could
of
try.
yeah, well, it usually doesn't bode well for too many guys who try it. So just pick them off and yeah, let the passes come to you, right? Like the track was a lot of fun, man. Tires really worn on that thing.
Yeah,
at
it
the
was
same
fun.
time, you could get tire wear down to less than 50% and still make corner speed. It's just you had to be patient, man. I was telling my team, I said this track feels insanely long, even though it's not. It's just the amount of time you have to wait on throttle through 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 is a ton of fun, just downshifting and you know, cranking that thing down and getting it pointed off and not spinning your right rear. So turn 1, 2, save your right front. Turn 3, 4, save your right rear. Yeah.
This race was fun to watch from the get-go. We started off single file, had a couple packs develop, and then we had the wonders of the pit strategy, and that's how you won this race, was you had the right pit strategy.
Yeah, and leading a little off topic here, I just looked and you indeed do have the largest gap to a win by about 16 seconds.
Not too shabby.
The second greatest margin of victory is 2 seconds?
Roughly, yeah. Because I think because
it was Charlotte Roval when Hauser beat
by about 1.8 seconds. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, I know it probably felt like a snooze fest though, but I tell you what, these, you know, Monday night reran the iRacing Super Speedway, and I hate pack racing. I'm decent at it, but
I wish I could have raced that race.
We're not going to talk about that one.
I wanted to race that one. I tried negotiating with Lyota to let me race it. He said no. So.
Yeah, no. That race wasn't too kind to me, and we're not going to go forward.
You tried not being stupid.
Before we let you go, Josh, is there any sponsors you want to thank? Drivers, teammates, family, friends, etc.? The floor is yours.
Yeah. Just want to thank my buddy Nick watching. If he's still on here, appreciate you, bud. I want to thank my wife for letting me do this. She's not here tonight. She had to go do some church stuff, but appreciate her taking care of the boys so that I can race and have fun Monday and Wednesday nights. And you know, go get your Tractor Supply credit card right now. $75 reward if you sign up. Spend $75 in store. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your night, man. It was fun.
Thank you. You too. And we will see you next week at The Rock. All right. Well, that'll do it. This is
what a race.
Yeah, what a race. What a broadcast. Really wish we could have gotten some of the video stuff figured out, but I think this was a good race, good broadcast. Really interesting.
An excellent touch to make sure all of our systems work. But we will see you on Saturday with the Mystic Sunday with the Mystic Racing League's Icebreaker late models at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
that'll be fun to watch.
That'll be fun to watch because it is the largest race that the Green Flag Racing Network has done. We have 80 so far today. We have 80 entries registered and paid. Every single one will get their own qualifying slot that we will broadcast. We're going to go on air around 6:30 Central. It's 7:30 for your folks on the East Coast. We will broadcast 80 individual drivers going out and doing their 2 laps of qualifying. Then we have 2 last chance qualifiers, 15 minutes. So in qualifying, the top 26 make the race. But if you want the other 10 starting spots, then you gotta duke it out in the last chance qualifiers. The other, I can't do math, 50 plus drivers will be split up in between the 2 last chance qualifiers. 15 minutes max. That is the time on those. So I think it's like 50 laps or 15 minutes, whichever one comes first. The top 5 from each of those races will move on to the 300 lap feature, and that is the icebreaker.
This will be fun to broadcast.
This will be extremely fun to broadcast.
This should be fun for you guys to watch at home. And we shall see you then. This has been the Inspired Racing League's Platinum Truck Series as we traveled across the Pacific to Japan for the Mobility Resort Motegi Oval layout. We shall return back to the States by Sunday for coverage of the Mystic Racing League Icebreaker. Have a good night, everyone.
And for those non-lane model fans, we will see you next Wednesday for The Rock, right back here on the Inspired Racing League and Green Flag Racing Network YouTube channel for, I believe it's 150 laps of The Rock action. We'll see you on Sunday, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you for watching. We'll see you then. All right, we're done.
Honestly, I liked my ending better.
Well, I also